Morning. Good morning. Thank you for sharing at the start of your week with us. Anusha Roy here, along with Jordan Chavez, Ed Green, and Erica Lopez.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Again, as Erica's been tracking, those roads pretty slick, already causing some delays in some parts.
A little messy out there. If you can stay off the roads, we always, try and do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the big difference between the last storm, as you know, it was slushy and mushy and 28 degrees. Now we're at 18 degrees, so it's much more frozen, much slicker, even though we got less snow. Officially at the airport, 1.6 inches of snow.
And we'll get back to that in just a few seconds, but we also have team coverage from all around our state.
Yeah, Matt Renew keeping an eye on things in the high country, Courtney Yoon in the Denver area right now, and Brianna Fernandez tracking the roads in the South Metro area.
But first, we want to go back to Ed Green, and Ed, of course, sounds like that snow maybe starting to move out a little bit this morning.
Yeah, we see some light snow. It is beginning to die down in some areas. Some are seeing a little snow, then it dies down, then it comes back, but it's on its way out. And the temperatures are on the chilly side. There it is, 18 degrees in Denver right now, teens 20s. We do have a 30 at Pueblo, however, teens 20s for the high country. We're in the 30s out west. They're not affected by this system. Here are some of the amounts we had so far. Nothing very impressive, but these are the heaviest. 3.7 in Cherry Hills, 5.6 in Westminster, Arvada 6.2. More of the same in Roxborough Park in Nederland at 7 inches of snow. But again, so far officially at the airport, 1.6 inches of snow. Generally around the metro areas, we told you Friday and again on Saturday morning, about 1 to 3 inches of snow. 36 is where we'll go today with partly cloudy skies as the snow ends. 45 degrees tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions. And then we keep partly cloudy skies around and start to warm it up. 53 on Wednesday, 64 Thursday, 66 on Friday, and for your weekend, 65 degrees. But another system comes our way, giving us a few showers. And let's go to Brianna right now. She is out there in the snow. And is it still snowing where you are?
I don't know if you could tell from the lights and the camera here, it is literally coming sideways, this snow right now. But we actually made it to a neighborhood, and I just wanted to see what the neighborhoods here in Castle Rock look like. And we're just east of I-25 right near Frontage Road, and I just want to show you guys. So snowplows, I just saw one pass by, but snowplows have definitely not made their way through here. Just keep that in mind, especially if you're coming down these neighborhoods. And if you're coming through these sidewalks, if you live in a neighborhood like the one, like this one, there's actually, it comes down a little bit, so just keep that in mind. Be careful if you're heading out. The roads are slick, they are slippery, they're icy as well. I-25, what we saw, it was just one big lane. Luckily, not a lot of cars out along I-25 from what we could tell, a lot of snow plows, so give them time. And I do want to show you this school zone sign that's pedestrian. If kids are crossing here, you could see those icicles, and that's because it is so cold out here, guys. I just checked the 9 News weather app. It says it's 20 degrees, but feels like 8. So yes, warm up, bundle up, make sure you have everything, your hat, your gloves, all your layers that you need, because it's going to be a cold morning and also a slick one this morning. Those side streets, they haven't been plowed yet. People are working hard this morning, but again, give snow plows extra time this morning. For now, I'm live in Castle Rock. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News. Let's check in things with Courtney Yoon now.
Hey Brianna, yeah, we're still here at Wash Park. Really cute and pretty beautiful out here this morning with this winter wonderland. A lot of light snow, like Ed's been saying this morning, a lot colder this morning, and we're definitely feeling it as the morning goes on. Pretty brisk out here. We actually just saw a plow go through Wash Park, which is cool. So they're getting those pathways, the bike lanes and the walking lanes ready for those runners, because you know that people in Denver are still running in this snowy weather this morning. We've already seen two, one of them with a headlight. But you're probably wondering about the trees this morning, because the last snowstorm we had, it was pretty bad. They're looking pretty good this morning. They don't look tired and droopy and sad like they did with that last snowstorm that had all that heavy and wet snow. This morning though, I also want to show you the roads as well. So I'm going to have Amy Hunter swing around and show you the roads there. So around the metro, it's kind of dicey depending on where you're at. Some of the roads are pretty clear and look okay. You can see the lines, but in some areas, especially the side streets, the usual troublemakers, the roads are a little bit covered as you're seeing here. So definitely take your time getting out there this morning if you will be commuting. Make sure that you are taking things slow because the roads are very icy. And speaking of the roads, we have Erica Lopez keeping a track of traffic this morning. Erica, what's it looking like?
Yeah, good morning, Courtney. Really a lot of what all of you have been showing us this morning. We do want to get you started with photojournalist Manny Sotelo driving in the area of McIntyre Street in North Golden this morning. So I'm just getting a first look at this shot right now. It does look like we are pretty snow covered, hard to make out those lane lines. It does look like volume is light though, so that is good. With the snow that we're dealing with and the frigid temperatures Ed has been talking about, it is creating snowy and icy conditions. We're seeing people slide off of the roads. We need to warn you to be very careful if you are heading out. 6:05 this morning, we want to get you over to our CDOT cameras. That's not the only thing we're dealing with. Of course, general danger on our roads, we could say that. Then we're dealing with some crashes out here causing some serious gridlock. Southbound 225 looks like a parking lot here at Parker Road. Up ahead, we drop down to only one lane open because of a crash happening there. So if you can avoid that stretch of southbound 225, I'm going to advise you to do so. Highway 36 and Sheridan not looking too bad. Volume is light. We can make out a little bit of blacktop out there, not looking as snow coated as some of our other roads. This is where we've got those vehicles that slid off of the interstate northbound 225 in Mississippi. Two cars slid off the road here. This was the first one. This was the second one. We do now have emergency crews on scene, a tow truck out here, and they are blocking that right lane of northbound 225 in Mississippi, which will add to delays. But the big problem south of the metro, we are still really covered in snow on the interstate on I-25 here at Castle Rock Parkway. It does look like overall volume is light. So aside from that Parker Road crash where we're dealing with all those backups, it's really just dealing with taking things slower because of the conditions. We're now up to a 26-minute travel time on southbound 225 because of that crash. Normal along this stretch is about 9 minutes. As far as the drive goes on I-25 from North Glen down to 76, we've got the red light here as well. We're looking at an 11-minute backup.
Thanks so much for that, Erica. Well, it's been less than 2 weeks since our last giant snowstorm, and that one completely shut down I-70 for a little bit of time.
That's right. Our man in the mountains, Matt Renew, couldn't even make it to the tunnels. He was stuck in Silverthorne. I think we all remember that. Matt, you actually did make it to the tunnels today. How's it looking out there?
Made it, Jordan and Anusha, and unlike that mean, nasty storm that we had back then, this is a much nicer snowstorm for the mountains. Light snow here at the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels, just west of the Continental Divide, and fairly light traffic this morning. You know, those big spring break crowds that we had seen the last couple weeks are starting to drop off a little bit. So not a lot of traffic even along I-70 at this point. That's going to change in a little bit. It will pick up because there still are schools out there. Still are spring break people on vacation going in and out of the mountains to have their ski vacations, but right now things are moving nicely on snow-packed and icy roads. So you're still going to want to take it slow if you're heading west out of Denver or heading out of the mountains. Just slow it down a little bit, and you can see most people doing that right now this morning, and that's great. We've seen the tandem CDOT plow trucks out too, so get behind those tandem plow trucks and just take it easy. Enjoy the drive because it's really just not that bad with this light snow. The ski area is getting anywhere from 3 inches to 8 inches of snow out of this. Copper Mountain and Breckenridge doing very well with between 6 and 8 inches of snow from this storm. And this is great because the snowpack is actually above average, and this is going to give it a little bit more punch as we start to wrap up the ski season, believe it or not. Just a few weeks left. We're live at the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels. I'm Matt Renew, 9 News, but Jordan and Anusha, just want to let you know it's 14 degrees right now at the tunnels, which, given that it's not windy, feels like 50.
You have the best perspective, Matt. And honestly, Matt, it is great to see people moving through after the gridlock from a couple of weeks ago.
You know, it's just such a much, much better scene. 1, we don't have all the people that we had then. 2, the snowstorm's not as bad. And 3, CDOT's just been doing laps up and down I-70, so much better conditions.
Glad to see it, and please stay warm. Thanks so much, Matt.
Well, we do want to see some of the pictures of the snow where you are this morning. You can text those to us at 303-871-1491, and we're going to be sharing those throughout the morning. Also helps us give a better story of what we're seeing across the state in terms of the storm.
Yeah, we're going to be keeping track of the forecast, the road conditions, any closings all morning long. You can follow along anytime on the 9 News app, or you can also stream us on 9 News Plus.
It is now 6:09 on your Monday morning, and to some other headlines now. Today, the mom from Colorado Springs accused of killing her 2 children, then fleeing to England, will stay in England until at least September. Kimberly Singler was back in court in London again today. Singler went there after her 9-year-old daughter and 7-year-old son were found dead in a home on December 19th. Authorities in London arrested her a week and a half later. She has been held in a prison in Ashford outside of London. She faces multiple counts, including first-degree murder, attempted murder, and child abuse. Her next hearing is scheduled for April 22nd, and her extradition hearing is set for September.
Right now, Commerce City police are trying to find who's responsible for a shooting at a house party. 1 man died and 2 others were hurt early Sunday morning. And now police believe the driver of this truck may have been involved in that shooting. It is a white single cab, older model pickup truck. The shooting itself took place a little before 2 o'clock Sunday morning. It was at a home off of East 69th Place. It's near Rocky Mountain Arsenal. Police believe it started after dozens of people showed up to that house party. Want to give you another look at that truck? If you do recognize it, or if you have any information about the shooting, call Commerce City Police. They're asking you to call them at the number on your screen, 303-289-3626.
Former President Donald Trump has to come up with nearly $500 million by today for bond in the civil fraud case against him. A judge ruled that money would be required for him to be able to appeal the case. If he cannot come up with the money, prosecutors could seize Trump's assets, like his bank accounts or the golf course he owns in New York. Trump's attorneys have described the bond as, quote, a practical impossibility.
And one thing you want to know about the weather today is the snow is winding down, and you can see it from our live radar and satellite picture, just kind of winding down over the metro area and to the north. To the south, though, it's still pretty heavy. As far as the temperatures go, you can see mostly in the 30s and 40s today, with that snow slowly winding down. Then we'll go to partly cloudy skies later on.
Ed, thank you. Right now we are dealing with some gridlock on southbound 225 and Parker Road. This is because of a crash up ahead where everyone is merging down to one lane. It's just a sea of brake lights out here. Your travel time on southbound 225 this hour between I-70 and I-25 up to 26 minutes. 9 to 10 minutes is normal at this time of the morning. In addition to the crashes we're seeing, we're getting some reports of people sliding off the roads. We're dealing with slick and icy conditions. So give yourself plenty of extra travel time and take it slow if you do need to head out this morning.
Oh,